Giants Commanders wrapping things up. I don't know if this is going to be a good game, but it has a lot of playoff implications, so we have to talk about it. Essentially, the winner isn't in the playoffs, but they have an above 90% chance to make the playoffs if they win this game. Loser, well, it drops to nearly impossible for them to make the playoffs. Giants have imploded since their 7-1 start. The exact opposite for the Commanders. Since putting Taylor Heineke in, they went from one of the worst offenses to the 14th most efficient offense. What do you expect out of this game? Do you think... I was kind of shocked to see -4.5 next to the Commanders.
Yeah, because what's weird, and that was really what win or lose with this game, it just seems a tad high, I thought, because these two teams just played each other a couple weeks ago and tied with the Giants. Now, so if we think about that, the Commanders played the Giants, then had a bye, and then played the Giants again.
Dude, what schedule is that? That's the weirdest schedule I've seen in a long time.
Honestly, how unfair is that to the Giants that Washington has been preparing for the same team for 3 weeks? The week leading into the Giants game, and then in their bye week, and then now in this week. They've been able to prepare for the Giants the entire time. Whereas the Giants had to go worry about the Cowboys. They beat the Eagles. They had to play the Eagles last week, and get beat up by the Eagles. So really unfair. But just looking at over 3, and at like 4.5, I would lean Giants because I do think the Giants know their season is on the line here. I think every little bit of what they have, you're going to get it here in this game. But it is hard coming into this game because a lot of the metrics are very positive Commanders and very negative Giants. But if I am saying these two teams played a few weeks ago in a game where I thought the Giants should have won that game before it went to overtime, and then they end up tying. So, at more than the field goal, like 3.5 would be my buy-in point on the Giants here, leaning on the Giants side. But like a lot of concerning things. I mean, they're 0-3-1 in their last 4 games. They've got nothing from Barkley last week because they were down, but over the last few games, he has really taken a hit. He went from weeks 1 through 7, 24 touches per game, 129 yards per game, 5.3 yards per touch. His last 6 starts, it's down from 24 to 20. He's down from basically 130 yards per game to 73. And 3.5 yards per touch versus 5.3. And, there was one game earlier in the year where he carried it 35 times, which I think was the high for any player this year in the league. And he had receptions in that game too. And we're seeing it with Jacobs a little bit too. These guys are guys. They're not machines. If your body's going to wear down a little bit and you're not going to have that same kind of burst. And as you mentioned, then on the flip side, you've got the Commanders who, ever since Heineke started, they've won 5 of the 7 games. And the 2 games they didn't win, they tied, and they blew a 10-point lead to the Vikings when they had no business losing that game to Minnesota, and they dominated the whole game. So they very easily could have won 7 in a row. The offense looks much better. I honestly think that the Commanders as a team like him better than Carson Wentz as a quarterback.
Yeah, it's almost like the Jets and Mike White. Like
the rest of the team gets up for him. You can see the defense hitting guys. The receivers make great plays. It's like they can understand that this dude is going to go run through a wall for them, right? Heineke is sort of that like bakery, Brett Favre-ish kind of like he'll throw a block in there and probably do something he shouldn't do as a quarterback, but the rest of the team gets
they love it. They're going to eat it up. Yeah.
So, I mean, I lean Giants, but I do like a lot of what the Commanders have been doing lately. And I think in the same sense I was just talking about, like, if I wanted to pick which one of these two teams I'd rather see come playoff time, I'd much rather see the Commanders. Hell, they almost beat Tom Brady a couple years ago when the Bucs went on and won the Super Bowl that year. He kept it close, did Heineke. So I like the number better for the Giants, though, in this spot.
Yeah, I agree. Although so does the public, and that always worries me, and I always come back to this. Right now, 76% of the public on the Giants at plus 4.5. But
Joe Public over here, sense. I'm sorry.
No, it makes sense though, right? Like
it does.
Just everything about it. The thing is, Chase Young, who hasn't played a snap this season, he was supposed to come back after week 4, then after week 5, then after week 6, and here we are, in week 15, still hasn't played a snap. He's listed as questionable this week. If he does make his return, I think that is a huge jolt in the arm for the Commanders, especially to stop this kind of play-action rollout type of offense that the Giants like to deploy. He will be key in that.
They finally became the defense this year that we all sort of thought they were going to be last year.
Yes.
This team has quietly had a very, very good defense through a lot of the year. And I think by defensive efficiency metrics, they're number 9. They're number 4 against the run. Like one of the best run-stopping teams in the league. So it's not shocking when you have all that talent on the defensive side. Like more likely than not, it's going to come together and figure some things out.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it'll be a very high drama game. I struggle to say that it'll be a good game because 40.5 points, probably right about on the nose about what this team would not be surprised to see like a 17-20 type of game.
Completely agree. Absolutely. That's exactly what it feels like. And in a game, again, where it's a low-scoring game, it's a divisional game where these two teams know each other well. They've already played each other, and they just played each other.
And they tied. Like, they tied. And you're telling me the Commanders are going to win by not just more than a field goal, but by 5 points or more. That's
Going through 4 is also another important number too, right? Yeah. Not only getting above 3, but then once you get above 4, where a lot of games end with a 4-point differential. So, I think, again, low total, we'll take the dog in a game where we think it's going to be low scoring and a couple plays here matter either way. So lots of similarities for us, it seems like, this weekend. We're either going to have a great weekend or we're going to be in some trouble.
I will say this is a game I'm completely staying away from the moneyline underdog. I would not touch Giants plus 160 with a 10-foot pole because I think there's a stronger likelihood the Commanders blow them out for the reason that they've been preparing for the Giants for 3 straight weeks.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, the Giants, and I hate this meme and I hate this cliche, they got that dog in them though. You know, like,
they do.
The Giants just somehow stick in games until the very end.
They do, and I think they've started to learn, like last week for them too. I'm not going to gate because like when Philly plays well, not many teams are going to be able to keep up with them as well-rounded and well-balanced as they are. But I expect to see some Daniel Jones running in this game quite a bit because that's when they're a lot better. Like he needs to run and give them that option. And now you're at the point of the year where you're not worried about guys not running to get hurt anymore. You need to win to move forward, right? Early in the year, it's like, do we want our quarterback running all the time, taking all these hits? Hey, you're the Giants now. You can't wait for anything like that anymore. It's from the water boy, the comment they keep, last game of the year, can't hold anything back. You sort of feel like that for the Giants, right? Because if they don't win this game, then they're going to be well behind Washington, and they're going to be in some serious trouble trying to get back in because of that tie. It's going to really hurt them.
And what a weird, as you've been talking about Daniel Jones, like just what a weird year it's been. Because like after week 12, you're sitting there, Daniel Jones is about to get paid. Geno Smith is about to get paid. Geno still might get paid. But like Daniel Jones, there's no way that guy is, unless he's coming back on a team-friendly 2-year deal where it's like $15 million a year, which maybe $17 million a year, something like that. But just a month ago, we were talking about how Geno was an MVP candidate and all these other teams that were like the Jets were undefeated when Zach Wilson played. And now Zach Wilson is only starting because Mike White got injured. Like, what a weird season of quarterbacking it's been.
It is. It is. And, fun games this week. And we've got college today on Friday, NFL Saturday, NFL Sunday, NFL Monday, bowl games continuing on. Man, I'm looking forward to it. This is a great time of year.